that success or failure during the transition period is a strong predictor of overall success or failure in the job. Transitions are leadership crucibles because actions during the first few months have a disproportionate impact on overall success or failure. In successful transitions, leaders establish themselves and build credibility. They find ways to leverage themselves and create virtuous cycles in which success breeds confidence and the political capital to take on ever larger challenges. In failed transitions, leaders fail to thrive. They create downward spirals and vicious cycles that deplete their energy and demoralize their organizations. When I started doing research on transitions, far too many managers had to learn the hard way how to make good transitions. They pursued a sink-or-swim process I called leadership development through Darwinian evolution. This was a terrible waste, because my research showed that there are fundamental imperatives and supporting tools that can be applied to accelerate leadership transitions at all levels. Through study and years of work with executives at leading companies, such as Johnson & Johnson, I developed a set of basic principles and supporting tools that can be applied in every transition. Here are the core first 90 days principles, called the 7 elements of successful transitions. 1. Organize to learn. Figure out what you must need to learn, from whom, and how you can best learn it. Focus on the right mix of technical, cultural, and political learning. 2. Establish A-list priorities. Identify a few vital goals and pursue them relentlessly. Think early about what you need to accomplish by the end of year 1 in the new position. 3. Define strategic intent. Develop and communicate a compelling mission and vision for what the organization will become. Outline a clear strategy for achieving the mission and realizing the vision. 4. Build the leadership team. Define your assessment criteria and evaluate the team you inherited. Move deftly to make the necessary changes. Find the optimal balance between bringing in outside talent and promoting high-potential leaders within the organization. 5. Lay the organizational foundation for success. Identify the most important supporting changes you need to make in the structure, processes, and key talent bases of the organization. Put a plan in place for addressing the most pressing organizational weaknesses. 6. Secure early wins. Build personal credibility and energize people by identifying centers of gravity where you can get some early successes. Organize the right set of initiatives to secure early wins. And finally, 7. Create supportive alliances. Identify how the organization really works and who has influence. Understand who needs to champion your success and create key alliances in support of your initiatives. I published this early thinking about transitions, never imagining the impact the first 90 days would have. With sales of around 500,000 copies in English so far, and translation into 26 languages, the book clearly struck a chord, responding to an urgent and ongoing need in people's work lives. The fact that the book continues to sell strongly year after year, through boom times and recessions, shows that transitions are an eternal leadership challenge that every generation confronts anew. Mapping common career moves. Since The First 90 Days was published in 2003, I have watched transition acceleration thinking take root and help hundreds of thousands of leaders enter new roles. But the more work I did with leaders in transition, the more I found myself thinking about their struggles with specific situations. How should the 7 elements be applied in diverse transition contexts? It became clear that leaders experienced very different challenges when they were promoted, for example, from when they moved to a new company. So I decided